Hey guys, Shinlock's here back with a new mini rambling review, I suppose. This is Return of the Obra Dinn. Let me play the little video actually. So if you don't watch anything else in the video, if you haven't seen this game before, if you've considered picking it up, if you don't know, my first recommendation is to understand that this is not a murder mystery game. I think my mismanaged expectations ultimately are what led me to hate the game. And so I think it's really important to understand what this is going forward. Now, this was released in 2018. Full price is $20. You can get it on sale occasionally. I think I paid $15 for it, something like that. And initially, when I first started the game, I was really confused as to why the guy that made Papers, Please created a game that I assumed was similar to The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Once I actually started playing the game, though, or at least I should say, when I got into it, that's when I fully understood that the game, despite all of the graphics and what you're seeing, ultimately the game is basically a spreadsheet simulator. That's maybe being a bit unkind. In you know, it's ultimately what it is instead of a murder mystery, you are more or less a coroner's lackey, right? You're a coroner's assistant. This is basically the gameplay right here that you're seeing. Yeah, you walk around, you look for clues in these frozen 3D spaces, but ultimately the literal whole point of the game is to you have a list of 60 plus people that you are to be like, this person is this name on the list. You have to match the name on the list with the person, and then also identify the cause of death and from whom or what or how, right? So there's anywhere from 2 to 4 pieces of information per person, and you have to do it 60 times. And you're gonna, if you read the reviews, you're gonna see a lot of complaints about the loading times, about the, oh, you go into the scene and there's some music that plays at the moment of a person's death, because you don't see the action. It's done really kind of low tech. It looks very old timey. I think the art direction's fantastic, to be honest. The presentation is wonderful, but I don't agree with a lot of the complaints. The complaints of it being tedious and boring. It is, but it's like, that's not what I'm gonna. That's not why I dislike it. I dislike it because, oh, hello, Minnie. Because I feel like I was misled. That's my thing. Can I make this bigger? There we go. Okay. Like I said, I feel like I was expecting to get a murder mystery, and instead they straight up put the story out there. It's not like a whodunit or how did they die. They show you that, and the death is often the easiest part to figure out. The troubling thing is, who is this person? It's basically, imagine if they gave you a warehouse full of bodies and a list, and you had to match names to people. And that's basically it. Only a few of them refer to each other by name or easily identifiable things. And so here's the thing. If you like, I'm not going to recommend the game. I recommend against it. Like I said, I don't like disliking games. One of the reasons I'm so kind of angry, aside from maybe the fact that I'm trying to stop drinking, is I really did want to like the game. And unfortunately, it reminds me very much of those old Sierra Adventure games where And this is why I don't like puzzle games kind of in general, is because you have to figure out what the developer is thinking. How they process their thoughts and set up the puzzles is based on it's based on them, right? And as a result, I might not think the same way, and so I might not interpret clues the way that they did, the way that they laid out. And to be fair, the game even tells you straight up, you're not going to be able to solve all these people. You're going to have to guess. And the game doesn't really let you guess. It's not like Clue, the game Clue, although it's very similar to that, right? It's 3 pieces of information. It's not like Clue where you have to be like, oh, Colonel Mustard with the wrench in the observatory or whatever. Was it? Yeah, screw it. Well, let's see if it advances. And then the game immediately gives you some sort of feedback. No, no, no. You could fill out the entire list of 60, and it'll only tell you if you get 3 correct. So if all 60 are filled out and they're wrong, you're SOL. You are just shit out of luck. Yeah, you eventually have to narrow things down with, exclusion, like, oh, I know this person did it, therefore it can't be this person. But uh it's also really, really hard to recognize faces. Even kind of at the end where something happened, there's like the big reveal. It's like, oh, this is what happened, and I'm like, okay, that's so what? I basically figured that out already. Um and I don't care. Like, it's not the big reveal that you think it is, and the person that was peering through the window that, well, I thought was the captain was actually someone else, and I learned this by reading like stuff about the game. And that's because you can't tell the faces apart. At least it's very, very difficult. Um so like I said, I'm rambling a bit, but if you like, I would say if you like, there are people that love this game. Like here, it's got 26, at least on Steam. 26, let's round it up to 27,000 positive reviews. 96% of them are positive. I checked out the Steam stats because I'm like, how the hell do people love this game so much? And not usually. Sometimes when that's the case, it's like Darkwood, where only 8% of people have even, gotten 2/3 of the way through the game, even though they all love it, right? Here, it seems like the people that actually did like it have played it, right? About half of people finished the game, which is higher than normal. I think it's about normally 20 to 30% for a game. So now, and that's 100. And when I say complete the game, I mean that's like 100%ing the book. So solving all of the, identifying all the people, seeing all the story parts. But that's, I'm a big story person. I came in expecting a story, and instead the story is downplayed, right? It's like, which is a real shame because there's fantastical things that happen, which are super interesting, and I want to know more about it. And it's like, no, 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 don't worry about that. Don't worry about this giant beast and where it came from and what the crew did and the nefarious things, and maybe there's a curse and maybe there's not, and someone's after them. Don't worry about any of that. Just who is this guy and who killed him? That's what you need to focus on. Just ignore all that other stuff. It's very strange. And I really wish I had been told. Instead, people are like, "Oh, it's a murder mystery. You're solving stuff. You're a detective." And yeah, you kind of are. You're you're trying to piece together the identities of the people. You're looking for tattoos, and apparently some of the people wear unique shoes, and but it's so hard to tell a lot of the time because, maybe you're at the wrong angle. Maybe you think it's just the shading. Maybe it's not rendered until you're up close to it sometimes, or sometimes you're too close and then it's not rendered, and so you have to pull back. sometimes the characters are wearing different outfits. It's kind of a nightmare. It's kind of a nightmare, honestly, and it really does feel like some of those old Sierra games, and I just have an instant like reaction to it. I said during the playthrough, and you can watch on my channel if you want, but I basically said during the playthrough, like, had I known this is what the game was, I wouldn't have bought it. And maybe I would have been curious, but yeah, just coming in expecting orange juice and being served coffee, or vice versa, and I'm just like, ugh, and it just like set me, it. I hated it. I hated it, and especially like I can't remember. I'm sort of jumping all over the place because I'm really passionate. Ironically, I'm really passionate in my dislike for this game. Because the first part, like the part that is showing you right there with the guy shooting, that's amazing. The first hour, oh my god. I started it. I'm like, oh my god, this is why I understand, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like, then all of a sudden they start like dropping the bodies on you. Here's a body. Here's another body. Here's another body, and there's no clues for any of them. You get like 8 more people, and then you're like, okay, I guess I'm moving on. I guess now I'm gonna have to comb through all these whatever, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna get a clue. And yeah, I'm just like I said, it's moon logic from the developer. You have to figure out what they're thinking of, and how they're like, what were they thinking for this puzzle? But also it's hunt the pixel, and those are two things that I really hate, because you miss stuff, and then I don't think necessarily, I don't process my thoughts in the same way that other people do. And so they're like, it's so obvious. Of course it's this because of this. Like, how is that obvious? That makes no sense. So anyway, guys, I guess that's basically it. Hopefully this was entertaining. If I become the dude that hates everything, sure. Then if that's how it has to be, because I've hated, any game for me lately that I'm really starting to learn this. Any game that people say is a masterpiece is probably a game that I'm gonna dislike intensely. This one I hated. Outer Wilds. I mean, kind of the same scenario as this, actually. Started it, loved it at first, and then it turned, and now I'm now I just get sort of angry when I think about it. All these games, people are like, it's a masterpiece, and I'm like, no, it is not. It is absolutely not a masterpiece. No. So, but hey, everyone sucks this game's dick, and that's cool. If they loved it, I'm actually a little bit jealous. But yeah. That's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you watch and enjoy my other stuff. Questions, comments, concerns, good, bad, or indifferent, let me hear them. Seriously, like, tell me. I really wish I could have enjoyed this game. I like I said, I don't really know, because it's interesting to me that, because it's not even like I didn't like it. I passionately dislike this. I would say that I hate it. Which is usually, that means, I mean, like, it strikes me as really amazing, and I wish I had enjoyed it. But I can't stand it. Maybe because I felt misled. Maybe it's the lack of alcohol. Who knows? Or maybe there's objective reasons, because there certainly are. Like, it's not a masterpiece. I respect what I think it tried to do. I just don't like it. So let me hear what you guys think. Like, seriously, I do want to know. I can be an asshole, but excuse me. It saddens me. I don't like not recommending games. Let me know what you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah. So that's it. Hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.